can act as a bridge.
Joe Starita is a man of passion. He's both knowledgeable and caring about American Indians particularly.
He goes around the entire state giving speeches, conducting workshops.
Another cardinal virtue of Northern Plains tribes.
He has a keen interest in the culture of the Native Americans. He's studied what's happened in the past.
These are among America's poorest people. They also are among America's most generous people. The Great White Father wanted all of the Ponca people to just pick up and move to the Indian Territory, and that we now call Oklahoma. Standing Bear refused to move from their beloved homeland, and they were thrown in prison.
Standing Bear's trial was an important trial. It's the trial that actually established for the very first time that Native Americans were people in the eyes of the law and not property. It's a landmark decision.
Standing Bear, it was a way to for Joe to fulfill his desire to write this story, but it also was a way for him to empower the Ponca people.
And when the new white settlers came in and were starting to starve in these cold Nebraska winters, it was the Ponca people who helped them survive. So they loved the land.
It's a story that not only Nebraskans need to know, but actually people across the country need to know. And I think this particular book will help that story get out better so that people have an understanding of how the Native American people were treated.
He established a scholarship in the name of Standing Bear given to a Native American student in Nebraska who graduates from Nebraska high school so they can attend college and break the cycle of poverty.
Native Daughters is about the story of Native American women in the present day world, not historical figures, but the people who today are making a difference in Indian country. Class after class after class, you know, he pushed and prodded and inspired those students to tell stories that I think they're really proud of.
And through his telling the story, we can reach out to the greater world to educate them about our sovereign rights as Indian people, as the first people.
Our job as journalists, we believe in this college, is to identify these kinds of events of public importance.
Every dime, not 10%, not 20%, every dime that rolls off the Standing Bear book goes to benefit Native kids. That's important. There's no other way to look at it.
It's hard to pull him back from advocating for Native Americans.
Joe Starita is deserving of the Leo Reano Award because of his ability to tell little-known stories about Native Americans and to tell them in such a way that people want to know more.
You can see a whole range of human character and emotion in this face. There's strength, there's courage, there's...
A journalist, a historian, a college professor who has made a lifelong commitment to bring to light the stories of Native Americans, such as Standing Bear, and has inspired scores of students to follow in his footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 2011 Leo Reano Memorial Award, Joe Starita.
Thank you very much. Well, I woke up this morning and, of course, the first thing I thought was, I wonder if there's anybody here among the multitude of speakers tonight who will be able to seamlessly weave together an oratorical quilt starring the Reverend Martin Luther King, Dirk Nowitzki, and the Book of Revelations. And I said to myself, self, get real. Who could pull that off? Who has been around that long? Who is that wise? Who could speak that purely from the heart? And I want to thank you, Dr. Lowry, for making a believer out of me. Okay. You're the man. Well, let me tell you straight up and flat out what an incredible honor it is for me to be standing before you. There is a Northern Cheyenne proverb that says, "A nation is not conquered until the hearts of its women lay on the ground." A nation is not conquered until the hearts of its women lay on the ground. A phrase so simple, so direct and unadorned, and yet so powerful. And it is to so many of these women, to the teachers and healers and leaders, to the poets and warriors and mothers, to the Winona LaDukes and the Cecilia Fire Thunders and the Wilma Mankillers, to all of those women who generation after generation and century after century kept their families together, their nations intact, who refused to give in to disease and starvation and massacres and hopelessness, who refused to lay their hearts on the ground. It is to all of those magnificent women that I accept this award. Thank you. To women like Judy Goshkabosh, the Executive Director of the Nebraska Commission on Indian Affairs, because of her generosity and the kindness of so many like her, I have been able to set up a scholarship for Native American high school graduates with the hope that it will help prevent them from ever having to lay their hearts on the ground. And so on behalf of all those Native daughters and what they stand for and what they have endured, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you very much. Thank you.